I like pens.
I know this! It's true! It's true!
I like pens, and I like to know where my pens are. For this reason, I have a 3-point pen policy.
What's your 3-point pen policy?
Well, point 1, I find it important to know where my pens are at any time. For example...
That covers all 3, doesn't it?
This pen. No. Point 2 is to be hyper-aware of any pen that I've lent out. Point 3 is to take any opportunity within the bounds of a reasonable interpretation of the law to purloin or otherwise obtain pens.
Name 3 people who have currently got pens of yours that you want back.
There are no people who have pens of mine. A key part of point 2 is to get a pen back as soon as possible. When people say, "Oh, can I borrow your pen?" what I want to say is, absolutely not! Get your own pen, this is mine! However, as part of a scheme I'm working on to try and seem normal would be an exaggeration, but, you know, at least acceptable in broader society, I try not to say that. I try and seem casual about, "Oh, yeah, borrow my pen, that's fine." And then I'm thinking about it constantly until it is returned.
The pen that you've got with you tonight, is that your own pen or is that a BBC pen?
It is now my pen.
Pass me the pen.
I'd rather not.
Well, you have to. You have to pass me that. I will give it you back.
Yeah.
I will promise to give you the pen back within 5
All
minutes.
right, OK, shall I...
Let's meet halfway.
All right.
It'll be the first time we've made physical contact in 5 years.
I'll see you...
Right, put the pen on the floor and step away. Step away from the pen.
You're going to destroy the pen,
I'm not going to destroy the pen. You've got such a cynical mind. Back away from the pen.
He's going to destroy it.
I'm not going to destroy the pen. That would be infantile. So this is a pen you got from the BBC today.
Yeah.
If I take this pen and say, "I'm keeping this pen," what will you do to get the pen back off me?
I will not fight you.
So what are you thinking, Lee?
It didn't seem much of a system, did it? That he's going to ask me to have the pen back, I'm going to say no, and he's going to leave it at that.
I'm so sorry.
It is fair to say we have created drama.
You had explicitly reassured him in front of witnesses that you would not break the pen.
I didn't believe him.
That is true.
I didn't believe him. I knew he'd break the pen. That pen, I'm afraid to say, and I hope this doesn't make me sound heartless, when I put that pen down there, it was dead to me.
Right, Lee, which way are you going? Is he telling the truth or was he telling a lie?
I bet you love pens. I bet you're pretty crazy about pens, but you do not have a 3-point system.
I think he might.
OK, Lee, take a guess. Truth or lie?
We'll say it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie. David Mitchell, the truth or a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Yes, it's true. David does have a 3-point pen policy, so he knows where they are. It's David.
On a wall in my flat, there is a mysterious red switch. I have no idea what it does because I have never pressed it and refuse to do so.
Right, mysterious red switches. Lee.
Where's the switch?
It's on the wall. Sort of not directly, but slightly behind the television.
Haven't you just had to be tempted to touch it? See what it does?
It's not that distracting. It's, you know, it's bright red. I'd say it's about maybe 3/4 of an inch or an inch wide.
It sounds like one of those cooker switches, doesn't it?
It's a bit like that sort of switch. It's sort of cocked up in a sort of inviting way that you might want to give a tweak
so
to.
It's in an upward position. You'd have to flick it down.
Exactly.
Oh, that's always more scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is your house...
If it were down, I'd assume that whatever it does was happening.
Right. And
I'd be afraid to turn it off.
That would be
because
awful.
I might need it. You know, it might turn the oxygen off.
You've never gone near it. You've never touched it.
Gone near it.
But you've never been
I've gone very near it. I don't live in a very large flat. I can't cordon off a whole area of the living room just because of the proximity of a mysterious switch. I need that space.
How long have you been in your flat and ignored this switch?
Well, I've moved into the flat about 11 years ago.
That's a long time to ignore a
would
switch.
not- how do you not-
But sometimes I do other things. It's not just been solidly ignoring the switch 24 hours a day.
How is your granddad's dialysis machine going at the moment?
So, Lee, what are you going to say? This mysterious switch, is it true?
I started believing it because I thought, yeah, you do have those switches in your house and you don't know what they're for. I've got them.
But you'd have to flick the switch, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd have to flick
the switch.
I would be flicking that switch.
You can't not fiddle, can you? It's there, you've got to play with it.
Yes, well, you know.
I remember seeing an episode of this show when David talked about his bedroom door, didn't have a door handle on it. He had to claw his door open every single time he opened his bedroom door.
Yeah.
So therefore, he's not going to bother about a switch. He's
No, he lives in a slum,
He's going to
doesn't he?
leave the... Yeah, basically, yes, he does.
He lives in a slum.
So I say it's true.
If they paid proper repeat fees on Dave, it would be different.
So, Lee, what are you going to say? Truth or lie?
Des.
He's telling a lie.
You think he's telling a lie?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I don't think he can ignore that. Look at that intelligent face. Look at that beard now. He does look like a professor.
He hasn't got a bedroom door handle, Des.
How do you know?
How do you
Because
know?
I've watched...
So, truth or lie?
I think I will go with Tess and say it's true.
You're saying it's true. David, truth or lie?
It is true.
Yes!
Yes, it's true. David does have a mysterious red switch on the wall of his flat which he's never pressed. David.
Last year, I was forced to abandon the purchase of a new armchair mid-transaction because the shop assistant used the terms well gel and amazeballs.
What does well gel and amazeballs actually mean? I wasn't asking you, Jack.
Amazeballs.
What? I've never heard. Have you heard the
Does
phrase
amazeballs mean good?
Yeah, it's like amazeballs means good.
Good.
And well gel is from Towie.
From what?
From what? Oh, shut up. You must know what I'm talking about.
You mean the only way is Essex? What does well gel mean?
Jealous.
So he's selling you an armchair. What shop are you in, first of all?
It's a place on the Kilburn High Road.
Right.
I don't know the name of it.
That's fine. That's vague enough.
Good.
Okay.
It's like a sort of second-hand furniture, junk kind of place.
Of course, things aren't going well, David. Of course, you're going to get out. You're going to get out Kilburn High Street to buy a second-hand chair. So he's trying to sell you the chair, right? And
I'm trying to buy the chair.
you're trying to buy it.
Yeah.
And in what context does he say you're well gel?
He was talking on his mobile.
But how did...
To who?
I don't know.
But are you saying that you abandoned the transaction because you were put off by his...
I was put off, I mean, by the poor customer service, by not really understanding a lot of what he was saying.
And was amazeballs, was that part of the transaction
It
with
sounds
you?
so wrong coming out of your mouth.
What sort of chair was it? A Chesterfield? A low-back chair?
Is there a Chesterfield chair?
No.
I thought that was a sofa.
Well done. I was testing you.
Oh, good.
Well, if you're a really fat
The
bloke-
armchair round I've been hoping for.
So what are you going to say, Lee? Is he telling the truth?
What do we think?
I think this has got the ring of truth about it. He wouldn't be able to cope with the conversation with OMG and amazeballs and well gel in it.
No.
I think it would physically upset
Physically
him.
upset him.
Yeah.
But did you leave specifically because he said amazeballs? Was that the point where you just thought, I've had enough?
It was the fact that he was talking on the phone, the fact that he was saying things I didn't understand, the fact that I was just in general stressed at talking to someone I hadn't been formally introduced to.
So what's it going to be?
You're saying a lie,
I say it's
you're
a lie.
saying true. I'm going to say... lie.
You're saying it's a lie. David, is it the truth or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Last year, David didn't abandon the purchase of a new armchair because the shop assistant used the terms well gel. It's David.
Once a week, I love to eat a full English breakfast, but can only do so if I'm entirely stripped to the waist.
Lee's team, what do you think?
Once a week, you say?
Yeah.
Any particular day of the week?
At the weekend, usually a Saturday or a Sunday.
Do you know what the weekend is, David?
Do you cook it, Nate? Do you cook it in that state of undress, or do you get undressed once it's cooked?
I get undressed once it's cooked. But, you know, I mean, there's a limit to the amount of undressing required. I mean, I take my top off.
Boxers or...
No, it's.
I think it's waist up, I think you said.
Yeah, that's the... Yes.
Waist up,
It would be odd if he had a breakfast... but from the waist down, he's strip naked. That would be odd if you went round to his house and said, thank you, David, for the sausage and beans. We're not done yet.
Yeah. No, that's...
Get them off!
And none of you going to ask why?
I am about to ask.
Oh, good.
What on God's earth function does taking your top off play in this breakfast?
In many ways, I've lost a lot of self-respect.
You have.
Over the years, and sometimes I like to wallow in that.
In that case, we think it's true.
I do find there's a certain amount of splatter involved in the eating of a full
Is this getting
English.
sexual?
Not from my body.
Is this on your own, or would someone join you?
I would more usually on my own, but I wouldn't.
Would you like someone to join you?
I don't think so. Really.
I'm not offering.
Can I ask you a question? Gabby, do you like a fried breakfast?
David, is this...
Icon.
Sorry. Is this for practical reasons? As you say, just to stop the splashing, or is it a lovely sense of liberation?
I think it's partly practical, partly, yes, of course, you feel closer to nature.
So what are you thinking, Lee? What are you going to say? Is he telling the truth here?
Christy, what do you think? Do you eat with your clothes on?
I do.
You don't strip off for any reason to do with eating?
No, not really.
Do you think he does?
Having got to know David during the course of this evening, I rather suspect he does.
Diane, do you...
No, I do not. No.
No, I was going to
sorry.
say, do you believe... I was going to say, do you believe it? I wasn't taking the opportunity to go, do you have fries? Do you want to come round my house? Will you take the top off? I wasn't going to say that.
No,
I was
of
thinking
course
it.
not.
I was absolutely thinking it. But I've never said it out loud. But now you've brought it up. Do you want to come round on Sunday? I've got burnt-out potato waffles. Do you think David is telling the truth, or do you...
I think he's telling the truth.
I think David's a well-brought-up, educated chap.
Yes,
He'd never do
he would
anything
never.
quite so stupid.
But
so it's
the
not
bow
true.
tie.
It's not true.
I'm on lie now. Yeah.
OK, we have to go with lie, then.
You're going to say lie. David, truth or lie?
Please don't be true.
It is a lie.
Thank God.
It's Lee.
I can always remember all my ex-girlfriends' names and the order in which I went out with them because their initials happen to make the acronym Bermuda.
OK, off we go. Bermuda. B.
What?
B.
B.
Will you please give me the names of all your ex-girlfriends and make the acronym Bermuda as quickly as possible, please?
OK. Brenda. No.
Brenda! Superb! Brenda is still as popular a name as ever. E.
Sorry?
Ethel? I'm helping you. What's the next one?
Ethel. E.
Is it Ethel?
No, it's not Ethel.
Enid.
No, it's not Enid. Have another guess. Erin.
Sorry?
Erin.
Erin. OK.
I'll just spell Bermuda. Well, I know, really, I was joking, yes. Sorry, R. That was R. That was actually Regine.
Sorry?
Regine.
Regime, as in regime change?
No.
Next up, after for Regine?
Regine was the lovely Molly. Molly.
Yeah.
I could tell you a thing or two about Molly, but this isn't the time.
Next one.
What about you?
This was the weird one. Right?
Yeah.
They're all a bit weird.
Not actually her name, right? But in my nickname for her, Una.
What was her real name?
Sally.
Why did you call Sally Una?
Because Una Stubbs played Aunt Sally in Wurzel Gummidge.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good.
He's good.
Yeah, Dave, experimental year. If you've forgotten it, I'll never forgive you. Happy days, Dave.
Dave, the D, that's what you're saying. The D is Dave.
Of course I'm not.
Okay.
Delia. Not the Delia. And may I say, not my mother, who was called Delia. True story. Definitely not her.
But that's why it popped into your
genuinely
head
would
now
rather
as you were
have
making it up. And A
was Alex.
That certainly is a serendipitous series.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't serendipitous. I wouldn't have been able to do that.
What was the M again?
What?
The M again?
Molly.
And the E?
Was... What? The E. I'll tell you exactly what the E was.
The E was...
It was, in fact. I'll tell you exactly...
You.
What?
And the U.
And I
The
loved
U.
her. No.
The U.
Sally.
Real name?
Sally.
Yes. Come on, Lee, you know this. The D.
Give me a D.
The D was...
Mummy. Deirdre.
The E.
Give me an E. Erin.
The B.
Give me a B. That was a long time ago, to be fair. Brenda.
And the R.
And the R was Regine. Regine. Little Regine.
Yeah. Well,
Is that a name? Regine. It's a name, isn't it? Tell me it's a name. Regine's a name. Anything's a name, isn't it? I went out with a girl called Cupboard for 3 weeks. Not a joke.
Where did Cupboard come in the Bermuda list?
Oh, she was before I invented the acronym system.
Sorry, it was a system. It didn't happen by accident. You were seeking out people beginning with these letters. What was it about the island of Bermuda?
Because all my ex-girlfriends went missing.
So what do you think, David? What does your team think?
I think it's a lie.
Would he go out with somebody called Brenda?
What do you mean, would I go? Yes, she was Miss World, right? She came and she said to me, I really like you. And I went, I like you. What's your name? Brenda. Forget it.
So what's it going to be, David?
I think it's preposterous because it's preposterous.
I think it's a lie. I think it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
OK.
Yeah.
Lee, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
Of course I was telling you a lie.
Oh, yes, well done.
Yes, it's a lie. Lee's ex-girlfriends do not form an acronym that spells Bermuda, although they have formed a support group. Lee.
Possession.
Right, there's a box under the desk, Lee. Now, I'd like you to take the item out of the box and hold the object, then read the card out, please.
This is my dibber. I donated it to the British Lawnmower Museum, where it is now a permanent exhibit.
Right. David.
What is a dibber?
What's a dibber? A dibber? That's a good question, David. And would you believe me if I was to say I don't know? But it's a
Yes, I would.
I'll mime it for you.
That's... Yeah.
Could be any of these.
Okay, yeah.
It's to do with gardening.
So what does your dibber do?
Pardon?
What does your dibber do?
Are you Fred Flintstone?
Answer the question. What does your dibber do?
Not 100% sure, but at a guess, I would say that a dibber is for pushing holes in the ground.
Yeah.
And then maybe popping something in there, like a seed.
I see. How did your dibber come to be in the British Lawnmower Museum?
I'll tell you, Inspector Morse. Have you ever been to Southport, my hometown?
I have, yes.
Oh, great. I start again. Yes. Right. I have never been to the British Lawnmower. I was online.
But it is in Southport.
It is in Southport,
Yeah.
that's true. And I did see it online.
What did you put into Google that came up?
Well, you don't want to know that. But I noticed that on the website there was a bit that said the tools of the rich and famous. Famous tools, that's what I typed in.
There is actually, I do know for a fact that there is a British Lawnmower Museum because I myself have donated a trowel.
You haven't?
I have, honestly, Rob. I donated a trowel.
What is this museum?
Surely they want a lawnmower.
So you saw the Lawnmower Museum online?
Online.
With a list of celebrity artefacts.
There was quite a few. There was Brian May from Queen had given a lawnmower. Joe Pasquale had given a strimmer.
So what happened then?
I thought that'd be a nice thing to do, wouldn't it? Because it's my
Sorry,
hometown.
you saw that and you thought, I want a piece of that.
I want a piece of the action. Prince Charles, he gave some...
This is where the story's falling apart, because one is...
No, that's not where the story's falling apart.
But one is asked to donate to, you don't...
I wanted to donate something. I thought it'd be quite nice to have something of mine, because it's my hometown.
So you picked up the phone?
I picked up the phone. You're still doubting my abilities, aren't you, Dave?
It is not... It is not your ability to make a phone call.
Who made the phone?
Are you seriously saying that the fact that you could have physically made this phone call means I should believe that you did? You say, look, I could have made the call, I'm physically capable, therefore it happened, David, end of story.
I picked up the phone, I phoned them up, I said, I'd like to donate something. They said, what have you got? I said, Dibber.
You knew its name?
Well, actually, yes.
You knew its name, but you didn't know what it was for?
That's actually not true. I said...
So what did you say?
I took advice before the phone call.
From whom?
From who?
From whom?
I'm not doing it if you put an M at the end.
All right. From who?
Thank you. Who's putting the M at the end? Do you know what I mean? No one anymore.
Who
no
did
one.
you take advice from?
I shall tell you.
You found a thing in the shed, you didn't know you owned it, you didn't know what it was. Who did you ask about it?
You want to know from who?
I want to know who you asked about that object in order to find out what it was called.
I shall tell you.
Well, please.
David Tennant, or as I call him, Doctor Who.
You asked... Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Who did you ask?
Tom Baker.
There are 7 billion humans on Earth. Please, let's not eliminate them one by one.
I asked my wife.
So, David, what do you think? Is Lee telling the truth or is he lying to us?
Dale?
I don't believe a word of it.
If it is true, it's one of the best acting performances I think I've ever seen.
Thank you. If it's true.
If it's true.
You think it's true?
No, I do not. No, it's a lie.
OK, David, what are you going to say?
We think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie. OK, Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact... true.
Not only is it true, but how exciting is this? We've got a picture. There it is, in situ, at the British Lawnmower Museum. It's Lee.
Oh. Possession.
Right, well, in that case, step this way and take the card, read the card to us, and then when you've done that, you can reveal your possession.
In Thailand, I paid £200 to have my portrait painted by a monkey. This is that portrait.
All right.
Can I give you that?
David, what do you think?
There you go.
Treasure it.
What colour shirt were you wearing?
You probably want to ask less what colour shirt I was wearing, what colours were available to the monkey at the time.
You don't particularly remember it being green?
No, and I don't
Were you
remember having
eating-
4 green ears either.
And what colours were available to the monkey? Blue, red, green, and its own excrement.
That's my face!
Can I just say, I was recently at a zoo where I was painting with chimps. In the North Wales, in the Colwyn Bay Mountain Zoo in Wales, and I tried to get them to paint stuff, and there's no way that they would have done that well.
I'm not being racist, but that's your Welsh chimp. That's all I'm saying.
How big was the chimp?
Well, let me remember now. He was sort of like this. he's about that big sat down.
Yeah.
So that plus a couple of chimp's legs.
I honestly don't think that a monkey... There's a sort of mouth on that, and his eyes, there's two blue blobs of eyes.
The monkey
Monkeys can't do that.
You think it's too good, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the resemblance is too strong. You've even got your little squinty cockeyed eyes.
Don't push your luck. Things I have to put up with on the show. You're wondering why it's like this, OK?
No, it's him today. I'm not wondering why.
It could have been better, but he was a surrealist.
David, what are you going to say? Is this monkey story true?
I think it's a lie. I think it's an absolutely pointless act to get a monkey to paint a picture of you, and I think Lee would also have thought that.
I think Rod thinks it's a lie. We know that. Sally? Yeah.
He looks like a hard man.
Okay.
He wouldn't be easily.
So, David, you're saying lie?
I think we all think it's a lie,
Okay. Lee?
I'm sorry, but it feels weird being up and not being able to press something. Do you mind?
Not at all.
It is, in fact, a lie.
Yes. What a surprise. It was a lie. Lee
What
didn't...
is a lie? How am I supposed to sell that as a truth? Do you know what? I'm glad it's not mine. How am I supposed to have a chance?
My 4-year-old son is watching. Thanks for doing it, and I'll fix it, and I'll bring it home.
And tell him I want me 200 quid back on that monkey suit.
Yes, it was, of course, a lie. Lee didn't pay £200 to have his portrait painted by a monkey in Thailand. I mean, why would a dumb, hairy beast who spends all day throwing his feces at the wall and scratching his bottom want a portrait from a monkey?
I shaved off a beard I had been growing for weeks because I didn't want David to think I was copying him.
David, on the team with 2 beards.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
About 2 months ago.
What was it that alerted you to the fact that I had grown a beard?
Well, I looked at you and you had a beard. Are you all right? Are you having a breakdown?
Were you ever together in the same room with beards?
We did a radio show together, and you had a beard, and then he doesn't remember the radio show. Look at his eyes, glazed over. Who the hell is this man? I thought he was my driver. Do you recognise me now? Hello, Mr. Davis, very nice beard. And then a couple of months later, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I invited you round to my house for dinner.
Yes, I remember that.
Thank God for that. And you came.
I was there as well.
Yeah.
Rob was there too.
What a cosy picture we're painting.
Yes. We were all there, all together, and we sat in this position. I sat on my table. Rob there. David was sat in the other room.
And at that point, had you shaved your beard off?
I have a beard quite a lot when I'm at home, when I'm not doing a telly show. And then I'll get rid of it if I'm doing a telly show. And I said something to my wife like, actually, David's got a beard. He might think I've grown a beard to copy him. And I just said that as a joke, but it festered.
So many of your jokes do.
So I thought, I'll give him a bit of a chance. I'll shave the beard off so he doesn't think, and there's no unsaid tension.
So you shaved it off there and then?
I shaved it off about 10 minutes before you came round.
So what are you going to say, David? Truth or lie?
It's a very caring portrait of himself.
Yeah, it is. You might have thought about that before you came on, Andy, actually.
It seems that Lee's very worried about your feelings. I mean, it's very touching.
I wouldn't go that far.
OK, David.
I think we think it's true. Yeah.
All right. Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Yes, it's true. Lee did shave off his beard because he didn't want David to think he was copying him. Next. Oh, it's me. When I'm in a play, as part of my nightly vocal warm-up, I perform sets of scales in the voice of a chimpanzee.
Will you give us a quick rendition?
Of course. It's just you just go through the scale as a chimpanzee.
Do you just do this for plays? Because I've been next to you in a dressing room, I think, for a gig, and I didn't hear chimpanzees.
I used to do a singing tape of oh, and then what? That was lovely.
That's lovely.
And la la. That really is lovely. Don't blow your nose.
Rob, where did you get this from? Who was it? Another celebrity that gave you the idea?
No, it was one night I was doing it, and the other actor said when I started going, ooh, 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 to just relax. Ooh, ooh, ooh. He said, "You sound like a chimpanzee." So then I went, ooh, 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 and I found it really opened up the diaphragm, and it actually worked.
Can you go the other way? Can you go from the high note down?
That's what Dale was asking me earlier. Is he angry, Lee? Is he angry?
Well, it's hard to tell what colour his face is, but can you go? Can you go from the high note down?
Oh, excellent.
That is good.
Who was the actor who said you looked like a chimpanzee?
Miranda, you know very well he didn't say I looked like a chimpanzee. You're not going to trip me up like that. It was Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh gave you this idea.
He did.
Yeah, laugh it up, Balding.
I know your reaction was.
The reaction was, how preposterous. The man with the breakfast cereal would be in a play with Kenneth Branagh. Yet it was true. So what are you thinking?
Mitchell, Winton, Bacon.
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
Yeah.
Do you think it's true?
Oh,
Dan?
absolutely. He does it so well.
I think it would sort of help.
Yeah.
What about you? Balding, Mack, Heart.
That sounds a series of illnesses, that the way you say that. I'm afraid you've got balding Mac heart.
So what are you going to say?
I think he's probably lying.
I think it's true. Imagine
You're
you
saying
and
true, you're
Branagh in the
saying
wings
lie.
having a right old hoot doing that together.
You say...
No, I'm going to go with
What?
Claire.
You're going to say lie?
Yeah.
You're saying lie? You're saying true?
True.
It is, in fact, a lie.
Well done, Claire.
It's a lie. When I'm in a play, I don't perform sets of scales in the voice of a chimpanzee.